So the point we got to with the previous video was writing the generated data to a JSON format. So the question now that we have to consider is what exactly is a JSON format. This is a fairly popular format. If I just find my reference here, a data interchange format, which is easy to read and write by humans, and it's easy for machines to parse and generate. It's based on a kind of a version of JavaScript, but really it's neutral. It's not really dependent on any specific language, and really I'm using it here because it's a useful interchange language. It's very simple. It's based on two structures, essentially name and value pairs, and lists of values. So we'll take a look at how this kind of plays out in our own example in a second. So these are universal data structures, and we think about objects being a structure which is like this, which has a name which is defined as a string, so some text, and a value, and that value can be a variety of different other structures. And here's the definition of an array. So we start with a square bracket, end with a square bracket, and in between we have a series of values separated by commas. And if we see here, a value itself can take a variety of actual data types, string, so text, numbers, other objects, arrays, Boolean, true and false, or in fact no. And if we have a quick look now, just to see how that comes out in our simple version of a single morning, you can see here that this curly bracket indicates that this is an object. Here we have a name and a value. So the ID of this shape is 0. It's on level 4, space type, classroom. It has an area, has a maximum occupancy, and it's defined by an array of points. So these are XYZ, 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 XYZ. So a series of points that I've defined as being in sequence of XYZ. And then afterwards we have an array of sensor records. So each of these records, this is a single record, is an object, and that object has a set of name value pairs. So we see here I've got shorthand naming of them. So this is occupancy factor, projector, so this is on or off, airflow, it's ID, so the ID of the space that it belongs to, noise level, lights on or off, date time, temperature, current occupancy, windows open or closed, CO2 levels, and relative humidity. And we have a series of those, and in this case you can see the date time incrementing by 15 minutes, which seems to be a fairly standard way of recording sensor data in relation to buildings. So the data sets that you will have access to are based on different time periods. We've got the shortest one there is just, I think, 4 hours for a morning. Then we've got a full day, a week, and then a month. And they're the three that are available. Sorry, 4 that are available. And then in the next video we'll take a look at how we can, using Python inside Grasshopper, how we can start to read through and extract useful data from these files.